Hello, my name is Courtney Hunter, and I'm going to talk about the dispositions that I possess to be an amazing teacher. Some dispositions I believe that I can do and am successful in now are the sensitive to individual learning and social needs to students who embrace culture and diversity of the community. I do this right now based on my teaching experience I'm doing in elementary school now. I work with about 42 individuals and meeting their needs directly and what they need to do to succeed. We do 2 different programs that give us data, and then we take those programs and where they excel, we put into their everyday work, and then where they need adjustment, we take and we do that for them. Also, I would think another disposition that I believe I am successful in now is promoting and supporting curiosity and encouraging active inquiry. This is every day for us because our students aren't always engaged in what we're learning in, especially very simple things like sight words and for the little kids, and then for the older kids like history and science. So we have to engage them and get them curious about what's going on. So we do a lot of science fair projects. We play a lot of games, different things like that for the students so they can get their own curiosity, their own inquiry. We also support in once a month projects where the kids then do exactly what they want to do based on one word, and then that gets them curious about something, learning about something. And all right, also teachers understanding the impact of community involvement and servant leadership as it applies to the welfare of others in the educational setting. Our school does a ton of projects on this. I'm in charge of student council, and we run the novena, which is a 10-day giving ceremony, and we have an assembly every day, and on each day the kids do a play. They talk about what the importance of giving, the importance of being a servant, and then they are responsible for collecting these goods. And then once we've collected these goods, we bring them to different places around the community that may need help. So we do rice and beans, potatoes, we do all sorts of different things. So it's really cool for the kids to be able to see this service project, them being part of it, and then seeing it go on. Educators should promote social justice and equality, maintain appropriate standards of confidentiality, and exercise fairness in all areas, including assessment. So as a resource specialist, my job is to make sure that all the students are getting tests, accommodations. So they come to my room, they're able to receive these tests, and then they take these tests in a quiet space. They can ask questions. I can only answer certain questions. Sometimes the kids just talk about them, talk it out loud, just so they have the access of it. And then that's where I meet with fairness. As far as confidentiality, we have a lot of volunteers at our school, and to be able to not talk about everything and not tell them everything, even though some of them are very curious and have backgrounds in special education, because they just technically don't work for our school, I cannot share the information with them. So that's where we need to know about confidentiality. Dispositions I need to work on are probably committed to the profession of teaching and learning. I know that as a teacher, you're obviously committed, and you sign up to be a teacher knowing that you will be committed, but this is something that I can continue to grow and learn and adapt and continue on doing for the rest of my life. Another disposition that I could probably continue to work on, and educators should believe that all students can learn and should set and support realistic expectations for student success. Doing our SST meeting, we do put these together. We put realistic goals that they need to meet. Sometimes I think I could probably push the kids a little farther, and that's something I'm working on, is knowing when and where and how to move the kids and motivate them to do it on their own independently. Without me. Some kids in some situation and aren't always able to do that. As a professional educator, I strive to create a learning environment that nurtures to fulfillment the potential of all my students, each an individual student. With consistency, effort, compassion, and I hold myself up to the highest ethical standard. Principles I may follow are ethical conduct towards students, ethical conduct toward practices and performances, ethical conduct toward professional colleagues, and ethical conduct towards parents and community. These are all 4 main parts of how I would conduct to be a great professional teacher. Towards students, I would focus on the student and how to resolve problems, including discipline. I will not reveal confidential information concerning the student. I will make sure to keep them out of all harm way, keep them healthy and safe. And in addition to that, no personal prejudgment, bias prejudgment, and keep it as fair as possible. Hold the kids to the same standards I am holding myself to. Then the second principle is ethical conduct toward practices and performances. This is important because it applies to all concepts, positions, and responsibility based on my qualifications as a teacher. In addition, I have to maintain a sound mental health in making sure that all assignments, teaching strategies, everything. I will follow school policies and other rules according to a code of ethics. In addition, I will clearly distinguish his views from his or own personal views. I will not misrepresent someone or myself or the school in general. In addition, I will be honest and full all accounts too. I will not make false judgments. I will hold all information confidential that needs to be, and I know that I have a freedom of choice as well as others, and I will not interfere. I will manifest a positive and active role in the school and community relations. I respect the values and the traditions of diverse cultures around me. In addition, I will communicate to parents all information that would be received as important and interest of each student. I will make it my best effort to attain goals for each student as well, and share this information with the families.